What if I told you that tomorrow morning, every Google ranking you've ever fought for, every backlink, every keyword, every technical audit, what if none of it mattered anymore? You'd probably laugh me off. Rankings have been the backbone of digital marketing for 2 decades. That can't just disappear. And you'd be partly right, they haven't disappeared. But here's the uncomfortable truth that most marketing teams are still refusing to stare directly in the eye. Rankings are no longer the destination, they're becoming the background noise. Welcome to the Citation Economy. I'm Rohit Shetty, and today we are going deep into one of the biggest transformations in brand visibility since Google first indexed the web. We're talking about a world where being number one on a search results page is increasingly irrelevant because your customer never even sees that page. Where the AI they ask for advice simply tells them what to buy, who to trust, and which brand is the authority. And either your brand is in that answer or it isn't. This isn't a future prediction episode. This is happening right now in Q2 of 2026. And if you're a marketer, a CMO, a brand strategist, or a business owner trying to figure out where to put your next dollar, this episode is the most important 20 minutes you'll spend today. Let's start with the number that started keeping me up at night. According to Superline's AI Search Statistics 2026 and Google AI Mode data, 93% of AI powered search sessions end without a user clicking through to an external website. This highlights the growing shift toward answer first search experiences, where users receive the information they need directly within AI generated responses, reducing traditional website traffic and increasing the importance of optimizing content for AI visibility and citation rather than relying solely on clicks. 93%. Almost every search someone does in Google's AI mode right now, they never leave the page. They ask, the AI answers. They walk away with an opinion already formed. And if your brand isn't mentioned in that answer, you simply did not exist for that customer in that moment. That is the citation economy. And today, we're going to break it down completely. Let me give you some context. For 25 years, the game was simple: rank high on Google, get clicks, get traffic, make money. Search engine optimization, SEO, was the art and science of climbing those rankings. And it worked beautifully until it didn't. Here's what the data from the last 12 months actually shows us. Gartner, one of the most respected research firms in the world, predicts that traditional search engine volume will drop by 25% by the end of 2026. 25%. That's a quarter of the search traffic you're currently optimizing for. Simply gone. But it gets more specific. Google AI overviews, that AI generated summary box that now appears at the top of hundreds of millions of searches. Those overviews have grown from just 6.5% of searches in January 2025 to appearing in over 50% of searches by October 2025 in 9 months. That is a vertical climb. And for brands, this is where the math gets painful. Organic click through rates on queries that have an AI overview attached. They fell 61% between June 2024 and September 2025. 61%. If you were getting 1,000 clicks per month on a keyword, you might now be getting 390. The same position, the same content. Just with an AI box sitting above you now, soaking up all the attention. And paid search, the supposed safety net, isn't safe either. On pages where an AI overview appears, paid ad click through rates have crashed by 68%, falling to just 6.34%. People are scrolling right past the sponsored tags to get to what the AI says. They trust the AI, they're not clicking your ads. So, what do you do? If organic rankings are losing their power, if paid ads are being ignored, and if most people never even leave the AI results page, where does a brand go? You stop chasing rankings. You start building the kind of authority that makes AI systems choose to reference you. You become a citation. But here's the thing, and this is what most people miss: being cited by AI is not a consolation prize for not ranking. In fact, in many cases, being cited in an AI overview is better than ranking number one. Seed Interactive data shows that brands cited in AI overviews see a 35% increase in click through rate compared to brands that aren't cited on the same page. The AI literally drives more clicks to you while simultaneously reducing total page clicks. Think about that paradox. Fewer people click overall, but the brands the AI trusts, they get more of the clicks. According to a 2025 study by Seer Interactive, brands that are cited in AI overviews experience a 35% higher click through rate compared to uncited brands appearing on the same search results page. The findings suggest that AI citations act as a powerful trust and visibility signal, increasing the likelihood that users will engage with a brand even as search experiences become more answer driven and less reliant on traditional rankings. This is the citation economy. Win the citation, win the traffic. Lose the citation, lose relevance. Okay, so I keep saying citation economy. Let me define what I actually mean by that, because this concept goes deeper than just show up in the AI answer box. In traditional marketing, visibility was a competition for position. You competed for page rank, you competed for ad placement, you competed for shelf space. The rule was whoever gets the most prominent spot wins the customer. In the citation economy, visibility is a competition for trust. AI systems don't rank you, they evaluate you. They ask themselves, based on everything they've been trained on and everything they can currently retrieve, is this brand credible enough to cite? Is this source authoritative enough to reference? Does this name appear consistently across enough trustworthy channels that I and AI would stake my answer on it? And when they decide yes, when they choose to put your brand name in their answer, that is a citation, and citations are the new currency. Let me back this up with some extraordinary research. Yext, the digital experience platform, analyzed 6.8 million AI citations collected from 1.6 million queries across ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity. This was between July and August 2025. And one of their most important findings, 86% of AI citations come from brand managed sources. 86. That means the brands that control their own narrative, their own website, their own listings, their own structured data, those are the ones getting referenced. According to Yext's analysis of 6.8 million AI citations conducted in August 2025, 86% of citations across major AI platforms, including ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity, originate from brand managed sources. This research highlights the growing importance of maintaining accurate, authoritative, and well structured owned content as AI systems increasingly rely on official brand websites, documentation, and published resources when generating responses and citations. But here's the counterintuitive twist. Search Atlas found that traditional signals like backlinks and domain authority have a minimal correlation with AI citations. Specifically, 95% of AI citation behavior is unexplained by traffic metrics, and 97.2% is unexplained by backlink profiles. Think about that. Almost everything the old SEO playbook measured, AI doesn't care much about it. So, what does AI care about? The Digital Bloom studied this and found that brand search volume has the strongest correlation, a 0.334 correlation coefficient, with how often an LLM cites your brand, not your backlinks, not your domain authority, how many people are searching directly for your brand name. What does that tell us? It tells us that brand building, real brand building, the kind where people know your name, trust your name, and look for your name specifically, has become the most powerful SEO signal in the AI era. The traditional digital marketing world separated brand building from performance marketing. In the citation economy, they're the same thing. Now, let me give you the scale of what we're working with. Princeton University conducted empirical research testing 10,000 queries and measuring the impact of different content tactics on how likely an LLM is to cite you. What they found was striking. Content that includes statistics, external citations, and attributed quotations achieves 30 to 40% higher visibility in AI responses. You heard that right. If your content has real data, real attributions, and real citations itself, AI systems are dramatically more likely to cite it back. It's almost recursive, isn't it? The most citable content is the content that already cites others well. The brands that reference good sources get referenced. This is the citation economy in its purest form. And just to complete the picture of how big this market already is, ChatGPT now processes 2.5 billion prompts per day as of mid 2025. Google AI overviews now reach 1.5 billion monthly users. Antinuity tracked high commercial intent prompts across 9 verticals and 7 major AI platforms: ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI Mode, Google AI Overviews, Google Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and Meta AI for 4 months ending in early 2026. The scope of AI driven discovery is no longer a future scenario. It is the present infrastructure of how people find brands. What AI actually looks for in a brand. Alright? So we know citations matter, we know rankings are declining in importance, but the real question is what actually makes AI choose to cite one brand over another? Because if we can answer that, we can reverse engineer the strategy. Let me walk you through the factors that research has identified, and this is based on analysis across hundreds of millions of citations now. Factor 1: cross platform consistency. AI systems don't just look at your website, they cross reference you. They look at what your website says, what Reddit says, what review platforms say, what industry publications say, and whether all of those sources are telling the same story about your brand. Evertune, a generative engine optimization platform, identified cross platform consistency as a primary trust signal for LLMs. If your brand message is inconsistent across channels, AI can't confidently cite you because it can't form a stable entity around your brand. Think of it like building a dossier. The AI is assembling a dossier on your brand, and the dossier has to be coherent. Factor 2: third party mentions in credible communities. This is a big one. AI tools don't just trust brands talking about themselves, they look for independent validation. Customer reviews on G2, Capterra, or Trustpilot describing real experiences. Industry journalists mentioning your company in news articles, community discussions on Reddit or Quora, where real users, recommend your solution. Here's a statistic that illustrates this perfectly. Reddit's citation share in AI responses grew by at least 73% between October 2025 and January 2026, according to Tinuiti's Q1 2026 data. On Perplexity specifically, Reddit accounts for 24% of citations. Why? Because Reddit is perceived by AI as authentic user sentiment, not brand PR. Factor 3: content structure and semantic relevance. Here's something that blew my mind when I read this research. The top 10% of most cited pages across major LLMs have less traffic than the bottom 90% of cited pages. Less traffic. They rank for fewer keywords, they have fewer backlinks, but they are structured and written in a way that AI can extract meaning from efficiently. Almost 90% of ChatGPT's citations come from pages not even on the first or second page of traditional search results. Think about that: the content getting cited in ChatGPT isn't the content winning the SEO game. It's the content that's clearest, most specific, and most structured for AI parsing. Factor 4: content recency and update frequency. Pages updated within 2 months earn 28% more citations than older content. AI systems with real time retrieval like Perplexity and Google AI overviews evaluate freshness. If your content was last updated in 2022, it signals stagnation. Your brand is not actively investing in being a current reference. Nearly 80% of top news publishers now block at least one AI training crawler, according to Phrase's GeoGuide, which means the brands that actively make their content AI accessible and well structured gain an outsized advantage simply by not blocking the door. Factor 5: platform specific behavior. I want to address something that trips up a lot of brands. There is no universal citation strategy. Tinuti's Q1 2026 AI Citation Trends report, which tracked commercial intent prompts across 7 major AI platforms, found that citation patterns vary up to 615 times across different AI platforms. Let me say that again, 615x variation. The source cited in ChatGPT for a given query might be completely different from the source cited on Perplexity, Google AI Mode, or Microsoft Copilot. Context, industry, query intent, and platform all determine who gets cited. The brands winning the citation game are tracking across multiple platforms, not just optimizing for one. Put all five of these factors together: consistency, third party credibility, structured content, recency, and multi platform presence, and you have the profile of a brand that AI systems find reliable enough to reference. That is the brand that wins the citation economy. What's happening right now? Now, I want to take a moment and zoom in on the freshest developments because this space is moving fast. And there are several news items from the last few months of 2025 and into 2026 that every brand strategist needs to be aware of. 1. The 41% citation collapse and recovery. AirOps, which monitors AI search responses for approximately 3,000 brands across every major AI engine, released data covering a 16-week window from December 2025 through March 2026. Over 170 million AI generated answers were analyzed, containing more than 500 million individual citation records. Here's what they found. Between mid January and early March, brand queries on ChatGPT saw average citations per answer fall from 4.95 to 2.96, a 41% decline in just 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Nearly half your brand's citation opportunities in ChatGPT gone. But, and this is important, by late March, citation counts largely recovered. Brand queries climbed back to about 4.5 citations per answer, roughly 90% of their December baseline. What does this tell us? The AI citation landscape is volatile. Brands that are monitoring it in real time can adapt. Brands that check in once a quarter will be blindsided. This is a market you have to watch like a stock ticker right now. 2. The ads are coming. Here's a development that should sharpen every organic visibility strategy in your boardroom right now. Both Google and OpenAI are moving toward monetizing AI search with ads. Google began testing sponsored placements within AI mode in February 2026. OpenAI's CFO confirmed that ads are coming to ChatGPT. What this means is simple. The window for establishing organic AI visibility before the entire top of the AI answer is dominated by paid placements is closing. Brands that build citation authority now will be far harder to displace once paid AI ads normalize the competition. 3. AI commerce is here. Google launched its Universal Checkout Protocol in February 2026, partnering with Etsy and Wayfair to allow users to purchase items without leaving AI mode or Gemini. McKinsey projects that AI agents could mediate between $3 and $5 trillion of global consumer commerce by 2030. And 24% of consumers are already comfortable with AI agents shopping on their behalf, rising to 32% among Gen Z consumers. The implication is massive. Within a few years, for a significant portion of consumer purchases, an AI will make the shortlist and possibly make the purchase. If your brand isn't in the AI's trusted reference set, you won't even be considered. 4. The new marketing discipline is here. Good Firm's 2026 survey found that 43% of marketers are now actively implementing generative engine optimization strategies, GEO, up from virtually zero in 2025. That's almost half the marketing industry pivoting in 12 months. Yet, in the same survey, only 19% name brand authority as a strategic priority, despite 81% already practicing backlinks and digital PR as routine. The gap between practitioners and strategists is enormous right now. Most marketers are doing the tactics. Very few are organizing those tactics under a coherent brand authority and citation strategy. And Gartner forecasts that by 2027, 30% of digital marketing budgets will shift toward AI focused optimization efforts. If you're planning your next annual budget, This stat belongs in your board presentation. Moving to the most interesting part, the strategic playbook, how to be referenced. All right, let's bring this out of the conceptual and into the practical because understanding the citation economy is useful. Building for it is what matters. Here's the playbook. Strategy 1: Audit your citability score. Before you optimize, you have to know where you stand. Ask yourself these questions. If someone asks ChatGPT or Perplexity about the category your brand operates in, do you appear in the answers? If someone asks for the best solution to the problem your product solves, are you mentioned? If the AI describes your industry, are you part of that description? Tools like SEMrush's AI Visibility Toolkit, Profound Scrunch, and Athena HQ now let you track this systematically. Your first job is to run a citation audit across at least 3 to 4 platforms so you have a baseline. Strategy 2: Build a citation first content engine. The research is clear. Content with statistics, citations, and quoted experts gets 30-40% more AI citations itself. That means your content strategy needs to shift. Every every significant piece of content you publish should contain original data or well cited third party statistics. Answer specific questions with precision. Include clear attributions to credible sources. Be structured with logical headers that allow AI to parse it section by section, and be refreshed every 60 days to maintain citation weighted freshness. Think of each piece of content not as a vehicle for keywords, but as a reference document that you're submitting to the AI's reference library. Strategy 3: Dominate third party ecosystems. Remember, AI trusts independent validation over brand owned content alone. You need a deliberate presence in the places AI goes to verify you. That means actively managing your presence on Reddit in communities relevant to your category, maintaining strong current reviews on G2, Capterra, Trustpilot, and Google, building relationships with journalists and industry publications so you get genuine third party mentions, and engaging with the community's Quora, LinkedIn, industry forums where your customers are already discussing problems you solve. Don't just push content out from your domain, earn references everywhere. Strategy 4: Build your brand search volume intentionally. The strongest correlation with AI citations isn't backlinks, it's brand search volume. People searching your name. That means traditional brand building PR, sponsorships, thought leadership, community presence, memorable advertising, genuine word of mouth is now a direct AI optimization strategy. This is a profound realignment. The brands that seemed soft for investing in brand awareness over pure performance marketing, they were building the exact asset that the AI era rewards. If you've been neglecting brand building in favor of pure conversion tactics, the citation economy is your wake up call. Strategy 5: Entity consistency across all channels. Ensure that your brand's core facts, your name, your category, your value proposition, your key differentiation are expressed consistently across your website, your Google business profile, your social bios, your product listings, your press releases, and your executive bios. AI systems build what's called an entity graph around your brand. The more coherent and consistent that entity is, the more confident the AI is in citing you. Any inconsistency creates doubt. Doubt means the AI picks someone more reliable. Strategy 6: Invest in original research. Notice something about this entire episode? It's built on data. Yext 6.8 million citations, Tinuiti's 9 vertical tracking study, Good Firm's survey, Princeton's 10,000 query experiment, AirOps's 170 million AI answers. Why do those organizations get cited not just by me, but by AI systems across the internet? Because they produce original research that no one else can replicate. If your brand invests in producing original research surveys, data studies, proprietary analysis, you create a citation asset that AI has no choice but to reference when someone asks a question only your data can answer. One good research report can earn you citations for years. We started this episode with a question: what if rankings stopped mattering tomorrow? But I think the better question, the honest question, is this: what if they already have? Not entirely, not immediately, but the trajectory is undeniable. AI search traffic is growing 527% year over year. 93% of AI mode searches end without a click. Gartner says a quarter of traditional search volume disappears by the end of this year. McKinsey describes AI search as the new front door to the internet. And the brands standing at that door, welcoming people in those, are the brands that earned the right to be cited. The citation economy is not a technical problem, it's a trust problem. And trust is built slowly. It's built through consistency, through expertise that's demonstrable, not just claimed, through showing up across the channels where your customers are asking questions and your industry is forming opinions, through content that earns reference rather than content that chases clicks. The brands that will dominate the next decade of AI mediated discovery aren't going to be the ones who hacked the algorithm best. They're going to be the ones that made AI systems genuinely confident enough to say, when someone asks this question, this brand is the answer. That's the game. Be referenceable, be citable, be the answer. If this episode changed how you think about your brand strategy, I'd love to hear about it. Share this with someone who needs to hear it: a CMO, a marketing director, a founder who still thinks their ranking is their moat. That moat is drying up. The bridge is citations. And the best time to start building it was yesterday. The second best time is right now. I'm Rohit Shetty. This has been Marketing with AI by Rohit Shetty. Until next time, stay citable.